Ladies and gentlemen. LAR movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. Your link will be in the description box below as usual, baby. This video is entitled Capitalism and Chaos. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be blessed and highly favored like we 10-1 in Vegas. You heard me? Now, this video is really about the idea that, capitalism is about making money. And what makes money in America, for the most part, is chaos. And one of the things about that is we never equate the two, because there's always this bear and bull, highs and lows, influx type of thing going, where, money is made and lost all the time. And the consistent thing about it is chaos. And I don't think people take into consideration this. Like, this country was based in chaos. This country was created in chaos. This country was made rich by profiting off of chaos. And a lot of times, all of the things that we think about, being slow and steady wins the race. In a principle sense, it does. In this country sense, there's a duality to that, because shaking things up is what people do to create an advantage for them to come out rich on the back end, right? And what I mean by this is everything we do in this country is built to mess you up in some way. Every industry, every economy. On one end, you sit down and you watch television with your children, and most of the food, I've said this before, is unhealthy for you. So while you buy into the marketing of, if I don't want to cook for myself, I can go buy these things. And those things, for the most part, make you overweight and quickly kill you. And then in that chaos, now you have to pay for somebody to fix it, right? Now you're going to pay the pharmaceuticals for drugs, or you're going to pay a trainer first to help you lose weight, or a gym membership, or if worst case scenario, you got to pay a doctor to go under the knife. That's the chaos that creates capitalism. Chaos creates the economy, right? The insurance business really is a business that's set for profit, but in some ways is built on the idea that I'm going to cover you in case of an event. You can be insured if you're low risk for a low price, but we're banking that there are reckless people out there who you are going to need insurance because of. So we are a business here, a bank in a sense, to protect you. If you give us our money, we will protect you from the reckless people out there who are going to destroy your stuff because they're chaotic. The same thing goes with, I would say, housing and clothes and materialism, as I talked about yesterday. The chaos is to create an insecurity that you, for some odd reason, feel like buying things would fix. This I bought these things over here, so now this means that I'm a better person. And the reason I felt like I was a lower person was because, people had more stuff than me, right? So that, that inner turmoil creates an economy for all these businesses that their brand is synonymous with confidence, winning, success, wealth. And you want to quote unquote exude that by putting on material, and you're gonna always find something new, like I said yesterday, because you didn't fix the insecurity. Like, and the reason I say that is because of this. If you really just sit down, take a deep breath, and center yourself, you don't need as much as everybody else. Like, part of the rat race is the idea that you want to have, you're in competition with the next man to have more than the next man, because if you have more than them, you're winning. But the chaos of that is, if everybody's running the rat race, they're not running their race. So because you're not running your race, you're really getting nowhere, because you don't know what the finish line is. Because you're running a race that somebody else set up, and you have no idea what their finish line is. You're running your race for them, and once you're running their race rather, you're running a race of chaos. It's a maze of detours and being sidetracked and trap doors and dead ends, and now you're running around and around and around and around. And that chaos always has a space where you have to pay for guidance, pay for direction, pay for counseling, pay for therapy, pay for rest. You know what I'm saying? Pay for peace. That's what going to church is, in a sense, paying for peace. Because your life is chaotic, and you want God to fix it, in a sense, to a degree. I'm not saying completely, but to a degree. So, we're paying. Chaos is a big form of capitalism. When the markets go up and down, like cryptocurrency, when people talk about it, the money is in the volatile fluctuation. The money is in the chaos, even with that market, right? You study the chaos and how to manage getting in and out with a maximum profit, because you can't last too long. That's the thing. Like, there's, and think about it like this. There's a reason why live TV is more entertaining than scripted television a lot of times. It's because you're waiting for that, for the chaos to come. Like, there's more margin for error. You don't know what's going to happen. It's not set up in an organized manner. Anything could go left at any time. It's kind of like watching NASCAR. Are you watching to see the cars go in a circle? Not really. You watching to see who's going to start the biggest wreck. You're looking for the turmoil. You know what I mean? I would say that's the same thing with chaos and capitalism when it comes to relationships, marriage, divorce. There's a market for creating a society that can't work together as far as relationship wise, because there's a market to, you pay your lawyer, I pay my lawyer, we pay these court fees, we break down all these assets, you get this, I get that, they get this portion, the kids get this, but really everybody else got paid more than you at the end of the day, because you got to remember, you're breaking up all of your stuff, and people are getting paid fees for you paying them to separate your assets. And that's why that business stays in. That's why the anger and the angst is still there, because that chaos creates an economy. Same thing with the underworld or crime. You know, the true nature of America drives people to have vices, and some of those vices are illegal, and that chaos is gonna cost you, right? You know, and this is how police officers, FBI agents, DEA, ATF, they keep jobs, because if there was peace, who would be employed, right? That's why there's really no war on drugs, because if you win the war on drugs, you don't employ any of these people, because there's no money in actually fixing it. You got to think about the ideology of it. For 30 years, there's been 30, 40, 50 years maybe, there's been a war on drugs, and all of a sudden the country is coming together to sell weed. And for years people have been saying the only reason they quote unquote is a war on drugs, because they can't figure out how to make money off of it. And now they just wrote on a piece of paper, it's legal now, and everybody's like, okay, But that chaos created a prison industrial complex that created cheap labor, that created high fees as far as phone calls and commissary and all that stuff like that, and employed people and kept judges and a reason for running, and kept lawyers in business, whether it's prosecutors or defense, because without the chaos, there is no economy. Like we forget, this is part of the reason why the barter system is really outlawed, because the barter system is more of a peaceful, you scratch my back, I scratch yours type of thing, where there's really no drama involved. There's just a trade-off of equal value, and you keep it moving. There's no chaos in that. You get what you need, they get what they need, you move on. You create an economy of need and trade and service without the animosity. And that you can't have an antiquity in America, because it doesn't pay, right? So this is my idea about this particular topic. So we're gonna get out of here. You heard me. I'll make another video because I got things to do today. So I'm gonna get it over with, baby. We out.